Today, as part of the Jockey Pathway, we're going to show you how to make a salmon noodle stir-fry. Very easy to make dish, which is high in protein and calcium and vitamin D. The salmon itself is full of healthy fats and will help protect your bones, which is very important if you're a jockey. So try to have oily fish once or twice a week. It can be cooked in a number of tasty ways in just 20 minutes, and if batch cooked, frozen for another day. Also, by adding nuts to the dish, to any dish at all, will increase the protein and fibre content of your meal and keep you feeling fuller for longer. So a very healthy option.
So now we're going to prepare our salmon for the oven. We're going to put some oil with some Cajun spices into a bowl. Doesn't take too much of the oil. We can put a nice bit of Cajun. And then we're just going to take a little spoon and we're going to spread it over the fish. Now we're doing this with Cajun today. You could also use balsamic vinegar and lemon, or teriyaki and soya sauce. And then we're going to take that off and pop it into our oven. So now we're going to turn on the gas and heat up the water for the noodles, and we're going to prep the vegetables. So I'm going to start by peeling and chopping my onion. With an onion you want a sharp knife, and we're going to peel all the hard outside skin off the onion. And then taking our sharp knife, we're going to chop the onion into roughly similar sized pieces, and as we're doing a stir fry, we want to slice into long thin strips. Next we're going to peel our carrots and just peel off the outside skin. Again, we want to chop these into long thin strips, or a grater can be used, which is fine. You just want to grate them up, it's nice and quick. Next we're going to use our peppers. We want to slice the pepper right down through the middle, and we're going to pull out any of the seeds from the core. And this way you're not wasting any pepper and you're pulling out the seeds without having to chop bits out. And then if we take a slice out of the pepper, if there's a lot of white membrane, you can cut that out. Again, always being careful. And again, we go into nice slices. We're just going to slice up our button mushrooms, and we want to take some florets of broccoli by just slicing them off nice and gently, and then if they're a bit big we can actually just break them open. So the idea being that you get all the vegetables around about the same size so that they all cook at a kind of even time. So we're just going to crush the garlic behind the back of a knife and pull the skin off it. And we just chop it. So now we're going to put our noodles into our boiling water. We're going to always look to have about twice the depth of water as you're going to have noodles. They will soften off and go into the water. It has to be boiling. We're going to use 4 strips of noodles for about 5 portions. So very carefully we place them in, always dropping them away from us. And we're just going to use a little spoon to help get them into the water. And once they place into the boiling water, we're going to turn them off and just take them off the heat and allow them to cook for 10 minutes. So now we're going to place 2 frying pans onto the heat and make sure they're good and hot before we pop the vegetables in. We're going to use a small amount of oil just to make sure the vegetables doesn't stick, so you're talking about 2 tablespoons. Today here I'm using 2 pans to batch cook this amount of vegetables. If you had one larger pan, that'd be perfectly fine. Again, we want them good and hot, and then we're going to add in a mix of our vegetables into the hot frying pan, and hopefully we'll get it all to sizzle. Perfect. So with a stir fry, we want to keep it moving and make sure it doesn't burn or stick. If you start to smell burning or see a lot of smoke, your pan is too hot, you need to turn it down a bit. If you add in salt early on in the cooking process, you're less likely to need it at the end, and you'll get away with using less overall. So once we start to get some colour and the vegetables start to soften off, we're going to add in our soya sauce. We're going to put it into each side. Again, you're going to use about a cup or 3 teaspoons. And now I'm going to turn down the frying pan so that they're not too hot, and we add in our sweet chili sauce. Again, it's about 3 or 4 tablespoons. So when you're making your sauce, you can make it to your own preferred liking. If you like it spicy, you can add in more sweet chili sauce. If you like more salty, you can add in more soy sauce. And always you can add in some water just to thin it down if you feel it's getting too thick. So first we check if the noodles are cooked by taking one out and having a little bite. And if it is soft all the way through, it means the noodles is cooked. And then once we've strained our noodles, we're going to add them into the pan with our vegetables and our sauce. And again, we just want to stir those in. Now, having cooked the salmon for 20 minutes, we're going to just break into it and check that it's pink and even throughout. We pick a large part and just check that it's cooked. And then we're going to plate it up with our noodles. So I'm going to take some noodles. Again, we're always remembering portion size. We're looking to take 5 or 6 portions out of this. So we start with some noodles. Take our veg, making sure to get a little bit of everything. And again, always remember that the veg is interchangeable, so use vegetables that you like. And then we're just going to place up our piece of salmon. So we always let our hot food cool down fully before putting it in our fridge and our freezer. It'll last for 5 days in the fridge and up to 3 or 4 months in the freezer.